Hello and welcome to the look ahead for Friday, the 25th of April, with me, Fiona Cincotta, Senior Market Analyst at City Index. So not much on for tomorrow at all. In fact, we'll just be watching out for UK retail sales that are expected in the European session. We do have Michigan sentiment in the afternoon for the US, but that is the secondary reading, so not expected to be as market moving as the preliminary reading. So let's kick off with UK retail sales. Expectations are for UK retail sales to actually decline by 0.4% after rising 0.1% month on month in the previous month. Now, this is coming sort of amid signs of caution among consumers, and also as we're sort of starting to hear caution as well from the Bank of England with regards to the outlook for the UK economy, as well as from the IMF this week, who've also downgraded growth forecasts for the UK. Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey has spoken today and yesterday, warning over slowing growth and the impact that Trump's trade tariffs, not particularly on the UK, but on global growth and how that will be affecting the UK economy. Very much an open economy. Now, this is the pound US dollar that we're looking at. Obviously, also here, this is the US dollar, as I mentioned, that we're talking about. US dollar is weakening. After 2 days of gains, we're seeing more US dollar weakness. And that's basically on the back of sort of these ongoing incoherent messages from the Trump administration with regards to trade tariffs and, whether there's optimism of sort of a de-escalation of the trade war between the US and China seems to be fading. And that's as a result, we've seen the US dollar come under pressure. US data that we've seen so far today has been a bit of a mixed picture. Durable goods surged by 9.2%. But actually, if you delve deeper into those numbers, that's a lot to do with 139% increase in commercial jets, and actually core durable and will likely decline over coming months as the impact of trade tariffs comes through. Home sales were sluggish, which is not that surprising given the economic outlook. And also jobless claims, though, were still holding up. So we're still seeing this resilience in the US labor market, despite the fact that we're hearing sort of, consumer confidence and is deteriorating, business confidence is deteriorating. So far, that's not coming through in the labor market. But this is the pound US dollar that we're looking at. Obviously, we've seen this ongoing recovery from that low in the January low, which is the 121 level, rose up to 134.30. And now we're just sort of at this potential double top. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens around this level, to see whether we're going to be able to see the continued extension of the rally, or whether we're actually going to see a double top reversal pattern forming. So that's what we're going to be watching out for. Obviously, buyers are going to be needing to get above the 134.35 level. With as far as data tomorrow goes, if we get sort of weaker than expected retail sales, as consumer confidence is taking a hit amid concerns over the outlook for the economy, the outlook for jobs, as well as we've had the Labour government's changes to national insurance start to come through, affecting hiring. So just on the downside, though, levels we're watching, if we've got weaker than expected retail sales, 132, that's the level on the downside. That was the high that we saw there at the beginning of April, also the round number. Below that, we've got 131, which is a level which has come into play a little bit as well. We have seen the 50 SMA crossing above the 200 SMA in a bullish signal, but this peak here at 134.30 is also the limit that we saw as far as this rising trend line is concerned as well. So at the moment, we're still in the uptrend. We haven't seen that full-on reversal take place, but just be wary about how we behave around, or how the price behaves around that 134.30 level, because that's going to be key. So just also taking a look here at the FTSE 100. Here we go. So the FTSE has basically, it's recovered from the low that we saw there at the 75.35 level, risen back up above the 200 SMA, and get above the 100 SMA in this level here, which is the 84.30 level, which was the high that we saw back in May last year, and a level that's also been really important across most of 2024. So it's going to be really interesting to see again whether we can get that price back above that key level. If we do, that'll be a really bullish, encouraging sign, opening the door potentially to that 8,800 level and onto fresh all-time highs. But we just have to see whether we can maintain that hold above the 200 SMA and push above that 84.30. If we get weaker than expected data, then that means that we might see the stocks on the FTSE struggle. But again, this is also a lot being driven by sentiment as far as Trump and his trade tariffs are concerned. So we will just have to see what comes out from the White House next, which, let's just talk about downside levels. Yeah, so on the downside, watch out for the 84.30, 83.40, that's the 200 SMA. If we've got a break below that, then that actually brings in the 8,000 level. Again, a level which has offered support on several occasions across the past year. And just finally, S&P 500. Here we go. So the S&P 500, it actually, we've seen again that recovery from the low there of the 8,400. Recovery run into resistance we've seen the recovery from the level down there, which is the 4,800, and it ran into resistance at 5,500. We saw the recovery down, the rebound lower. Recovery again, it's still trading below this falling trend line. Again, we're seeing this is much to do with the incoherent messages that we're getting from the Federal Reserve, from the Trump administration with regards to trade, with concern over the escalation or de-escalation of the trade war with China. It's still not really very clear what's happening there. Beijing did today confirm that there were no talks taking place at the moment. But sentiment is very much dependent on trade tariff news at the moment. As far as the technical picture is concerned, really need to get a break above that falling trend line and the 5,500 in order to spark or expose at least the 200 SMA, which is up at 57.60. On the downside, just watch out for 5,300. And then below there, you've got the 5,150 in focus as well. So I hope you liked everything that we have spoken about here. And if you do, then please do give this video a like and press subscribe for more videos like it.